now we can begin. So let's get started. Okay, so let's begin. You are ready now, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Anything
so
you
I'll
want.
start with it. Okay, so I'll start with the introduction, right? Okay, so hello guys, we are live here with Nacho. So Nacho has been my friend for a while now, and he's a machine learning, artificial intelligence, and deep learning engineer who works at Oracle. Hope I'm well describing what you do, right?
Yes, that's correct. I
Okay,
work
okay.
in developer relations. It's a part of it's a marketing department in Oracle. We try to get very close to developers and people to try our services and try the things that we do at Oracle. We
Oh, okay.
are one of the cheapest cloud competitors there are, and our technology is amazing. So we just need the people to try these services and you know, just try for themselves. If you don't like it, you can try something else, but at least give us a try, right?
I love the confidence. I love the confidence here. Yes, you don't force people. They should try when they see the benefit. They're gonna keep it up, or they are gonna get rid of it, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I've done a little bit research about Oracle, and I would like to say this to my viewers so that they know a little bit of Oracle. I know Oracle is a very big company in the US based in Austin, Texas, right? If I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So according to what I found, they said it's an American multinational computer technology corporation, right? So the headquarters is headquartered in Austin, Texas, and also is the world largest database management system, right? So
Yes.
that's what I was able to find out about Oracle. I found a lot of. If we say we talk about Oracle company, we are not gonna stop now because you guys are doing an amazing job. Okay, so thank you for your great time with us. So we start by asking certain questions concerning machine learning, artificial intelligence stuff for my viewers, so that those who are getting started with it, based on your story, based on your experience,
Mm-hmm.
your competency level, you'll be able to put us on the right path, my viewers on the right path as to things they will learn, where they will learn from, and how it will benefit them. So we are going to start with like what have really made you enter into AI?
Okay. Good
Or
question.
no, before I even ask that question,
Mhm.
we should first know what AI is. We should first know what machine learning and deep learning is. Let's give the viewers brief description about it before we even start saying what have driven us into this field or something like that. Because my viewers needs to know what it is. Then I get this question ton of times. What is machine learning? Felix, what is machine learning? You are talking about AI stuff. What is it? Like, people have no knowledge about it. Others also hear about it, but they don't know what it really entails. So I'd be glad if you can really say something about it for my viewers to know about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
So I would say artificial intelligence is just a very broad concept that involves everything that is very popular right now, right? There are a lot of types of artificial intelligence, but the main concept, the main idea is to have the computer do something for you that a normal computer is not expected to do, right? So, for example, uh, painting
Okay.
some art. That could be an example of artificial intelligence because we are adding the computer with some human characteristics, something like that, something that resembles intelligence in some way. And
Okay. That's fine.
that's just one example. There are many examples. Like for example, you can generate
Many examples of
voice,
artificial.
etc. Yes.
And a whole lot of things, a whole lot of things. So that's good. That's good. So I'm impressed by what you said. Artificial intelligence is. And okay, so yeah, yeah, sure, you are right. So the second question, which I initially started, was like, what made you enter into AI? Who told you to delve into AI? What pushed you into learning artificial intelligence technologies?
Hmm. So artificial intelligence has been around for a very long time, right? But
Yeah,
when I joined my degree, I started studying uh, in my university in 2014, so 9 years ago almost. And when I started, there weren't a lot of artificial intelligence projects. Like the most complex thing that they taught you at school is to do like the Pac-Man with reinforcement learning, right? But there weren't like a whole lot of products like OpenAI, ChatGPT, um, generative AI. None of that existed. So nobody really taught me to get into AI. I just really liked it, and also my thesis at the university was based on something very similar to. Um, I mean, it involved machine learning. I created like a predictor that you could wear like a smart band, and then with this smart band, then you can predict someone's heartbeat. So, for example, if this person was having a heart attack, then it would tell you, or it would try to tell you, try to predict whether the person was suffering a heart attack or was just nervous at home or something like that. So, in reality, nobody taught me to get into artificial intelligence. I was very interested in the topic, and I decided to go into that field. Yeah, I always wanted to help humanity in any way, but it's very hard concept, right? If
yeah,
you tell a politician, for example, that they want to change the world, it's very common for people to have this inspiration, right? Or
yeah,
if you find someone who is a very good public speaker, then they have very high goals. But you
yeah,
cannot tell someone that you want to change the world in artificial intelligence and not expect those people to laugh at you. And it has happened to me that I have
yeah.
said this in public, and then the people laugh like, "What are you going to change with a computer?" Right? People don't
Yeah,
understand the
that's
power.
very true. That's very true. That's very
Yeah,
true. That's one of the things you have to face when you want to be or you are working with AI or computer stuffs. People normally criticize your opinions, like you can't do it until you prove them wrong. So
absolutely.
I'm very glad you did. You didn't give up, and today you are enjoying on your field. You love your field, and you are still relevant in your field, right?
I hope
Okay,
so.
so we'll move to the third question here.
Okay.
So the third question is about like how do you see AI and machine learning impacting the future of our tech industries? So we have many tech industries in the world now, and you can see both of them are now like they are rivals in even in artificial intelligence. They are rivals. Let's use OpenAI and Google now. These are two people who are trying to take over each other, trying to bring out the best out of themselves. And for me, I think when there is competition, there is always improvement. So that's fine if there is competition, though. But how do you think AI is going to impact in these tech industries as an machine learning engineer?
Hmm. Well, I would say that this is just the beginning of the things that AI, artificial intelligence, can achieve.
Okay.
Certainly, we got to this point with computers, right?
Yeah.
We know that computers can make millions and millions of operations much faster and much smarter than we can do. And we
Exactly.
are the ones that drive the computers. And right now we are at the beginning of us being able to drive the artificial intelligence in a similar way. But
Yeah.
in this case, the results can be much more powerful or much more related to what we expect as artificial intelligence to be capable of. So, for example, generative AI is going to be huge in the
Yeah.
next years. And I think there's going to be a change in how we identify people in the internet. Because right now, for example, I read some news yesterday. They said that there is an article saying that I don't know if it was Facebook or I mean Meta, sorry, or or which company, but they created like a software that can read your voice with just 3 seconds of examples and clone your voice and repeat what you said. So it's going to be pretty crazy to see that, for example, I'm making a call to someone and I'm not gonna be able to know if this person is real or not. That's gonna be, a huge problem, I think.
Let's move on to the next question. And the next question is how is Oracle? You are working at Oracle, right? So I'll
Yes.
be interested to know, and I know my viewers as well, how Oracle is using AI staffs to improve their services, their products. Because Oracle has been utilizing AI for a very long time now.
Mm-hmm.
And once you are working there, we'll be glad to know how AI is used to improve services there. We'll be very glad to know that.
Okay. Yeah. So there are a lot of components and there's a lot of people involved. So obviously, I cannot speak for everyone,
Yeah,
but
sure.
I can show you my experience, my personal experience in my team and my organization. So just to give you a comparison, when I joined Oracle at the beginning, I already joined a data team, data analytics, business intelligence team that we did a lot of things with analytics tools. We were a group of engineers, so we designed also new solutions for banks and stuff. So we had
Okay.
a lot of ideation and a lot of architecture in our job, in our daily job. So not only we are using artificial intelligence to sell to people, but also we are using artificial intelligence ourselves on the inside to innovate. So not you don't have to think as Oracle as having, for example, 30 AI products, right? We are a group of people in the end, a very large group of people, but the goal is to, at least in my team, it is to get people closer to what we offer in OCI, and we did that in several ways. Like, for example, in my team, we work with Red Bull Racing, for example, which is why I'm wearing this hoodie right now. Um, we do a lot of things with them. They have treated us very, very fairly, and I hope they feel the same about us. We do a lot of visualizations for them. We do a lot of predictive analysis for them, um, just to help them through their experience in a race, in the racing week, also for their esports team. So they also have gaming drivers, and they also compete very frequently. So we have also done some telemetry things with the F1 video game, and we show all of this, in several of our projects, in cool proofs of concept that people can reproduce and follow. So, I mean, in my case, I haven't stopped for 1 minute to be able to think about that, the whole concept of the reach that we have. And I hope that people, my goal is just to get people amazed at what artificial intelligence can achieve, and get more people on board, get more people, trying our services and stuff.
So I know Oracle is in for business, right?
Yes, we are a business. Yes, we have to make money.
Right. Okay.
Is that
Okay.
what you
So
mean? Or
yeah, I know like Oracle Corporation is in for business. Like
Mhm.
they do business, right?
Yes,
They serve
yes,
people to get income and all those stuff, right?
yes.
Okay. Okay. So is AI having effects on your day-to-day life as a company? How is AI having impact in your business?
Hmm. Good question. It's hard question.
Ah,
So I mean, I can't really quantify the amount of things that artificial intelligence is changing. there's not like a button that I press and suddenly everything changes in the company. It's
Okay.
more of a, since we are, I believe, since we are at the early stages of artificial intelligence right now,
Yeah.
what's changing the most is the thought process of people, accepting these technologies. So it's not really
Exactly.
clear that it's 100% changing the whole company, because of course there are some parts of the company that they don't need artificial intelligence. If you are,
Exactly.
for example, a JavaScript developer and you are working on the front end of oracle.com, then you probably are not going to experience the same degree of change that I experience or that someone else
Exactly.
experiences in the technology branch. Instead, I'm marketing, so it depends very differently on where you are and stuff. But
Sector.
I think the most important change is the mindset from everyone.
Exactly. Okay. That's fantastic. Okay. So at this moment you have done a lot of projects. You've done a whole lot of projects concerning data and other stuffs, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So in case you have a problem and you want to solve, let's say Oracle has a problem or you have a personal problem and you want to solve with AI. Okay,
Mhm.
what are some of the consideration you make before implementing AI or before implementing artificial intelligence into your solving your problem?
Okay. So first thing I need to think about is how much data am I going to have available. So for example, if I'm presented with a NASA project, imagine that NASA contacts us and says, okay,
Okay,
we want you to build an object detection model, for example, or an instant segmentation model with satellite images. So
okay,
if they don't give me the data, I'm probably going to have very limited data because they are the ones with access to this data, right? They are the ones that have the satellites. So
yeah,
in this case, I will be very, I'm not going to be sad, but I'm going to be,
stressed out,
yeah, it's going to be a stressful process to get some data for that, right?
yeah,
So
uh,
you also have to understand who the customer is, right? If the
yeah,
customer has some data that they can give you, that's going to be, much easier for you. And
that's a plus.
yeah, as a plus, exactly. So not only you have to understand their data, the data that they can give you, but the data that you can get, from the internet and stuff. So
Yeah,
that would be my first consideration. Can I get infinite or not infinite, but almost infinite amount of data to improve the solution that they are asking for? That would be number one. And then number two would probably be, is this, can I complete this in a linear amount of time, right? So can I do this myself first? Because the problem is that many of the projects that people want you to solve, they are projects that haven't ever been solved, right? That's what they want
yeah,
to pay you. They want to pay
yeah,
you for you to solve them for the first time. And
exactly.
that's why the engineering, I feel like it's such an underrated word.
Profession.
Yeah, word and profession.
Yeah,
Because engineering, you have to engineer things. You have to think about things that no one has thought about before. And that's what I love about this job, right?
sure.
You get to do something for the first time, just like someone stepped foot on the moon for the first time, but
Yeah,
it's not as physical, right? It's more logical and more intuition and inside your brain. But you're doing something for the first time. So you really need to understand your customer, and you also need to understand if this problem can be solved by yourself, or you
so
need
yeah,
500 people, or if you need 30 years, right? It's very different to solve a problem that you can solve in 1 week and a project that you can solve in 30 years. I've never had a problem that I need to solve in 30 years. My
exactly.
problems are more, something that I can solve in between 2 weeks and 3 to 6 months at most.
That's it. So okay, that's fantastic. I love your points and your contributions so far. The next question I'll ask is, personally, you've done some couple of projects, right? You have your
Yes.
personal projects you've worked on. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you tackle those problems personally? Okay, personally, you have this project idea that I want to work on.
Mhm.
How do you tackle it personally? Well, sometimes it's not easy. You think of things to implement, but then you think, can I do this? Can I do that? Right?
Yeah.
Like you start to think other means out, because sometimes before you even solve problem, the problem solving first starts from our thinking, how we think about it,
Mhm.
right? Before we even move a step further to start.
Yes.
So how do you uh, personally solve artificial intelligence tasks?
Okay. So, in order to start solving a problem, right, that I've never done before, I have to split in my mind. I'm doing divide and conquer. So, I'm dividing my solution into, 5 different tasks, or 5 different tasks that are going to be more simple or more attainable. So, for example, I divide everything that I have to do into, I put it on a notepad and I start brainstorming with myself. I say, well, I have this task, which is huge. How can I divide it into something that I can manage today? And I work on this specific problem, for example, for 2 hours. And I say, well, maybe in 2 hours I have completed 30%. So I need to spend 2 more days. And then the next 2 days are very easy, right? I know what I'm going to have to do those 2 days. And as soon as I finish one task, I just begin with the next one. The issue that I see that many people have, I have some friends who are also studying computer engineering, computer science and stuff. What they lack most is the ability to divide into atomic pieces that you can solve.
This is
So, yeah. So, for example, imagine that you have a project that, let's say, something cool that we have never done. Let me think. Like, for example, I don't know, a video editor that removes the blank spaces in your audio, right? So, this I know nothing about, right? My thought process would be, okay, I can divide this task in audio analysis, and in audio analysis I will have to look for those parts of the audio that have a very low intensity of the wave.
sensitivity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I have to mark the beginning and the end of these parts, and then just remove the frames in the middle. So as you can see,
Yeah.
one task, which was audio analysis, we have divided into 3 or 4 subtasks that are actually are attainable, right? You have a waveform, and then you just have to analyze the wave frame by frame, or part by part in the video, and then just recompose it. So yes, my suggestion and my thought process just is very analytical. Luckily, I think it comes with experience, and also comes with trying to solve or think about how some things work, right? I go into an elevator and the first thing I think of is, okay, how can I press specific buttons so that I can see if there are hidden functionalities in the elevator? It's just a silly example, right?
Okay.
But if you think like a computer for a long time, or you try to think like a computer, then you are able to divide the tasks into something manageable. That would be my suggestion.
Okay, so at this point, I think I'm much impressed on everything you've said so far. So,
Thank you.
like somebody who is trying to enter into the field of artificial intelligence,
Mhm.
probably in your case, you entered by passion, your personal passion that you have a problem you want to solve in the society, right? So, someone who is trying to enter into this field, what advice do you have for him with the much experience you've accumulated working with big tech companies? What are some of the advices you have for such a person, and also some of the free resources online that a person can have access to?
Okay. Yeah. So I will give you the most important piece of recommendation that I can give you, and that
Yeah.
is don't be too clingy on certifications. So I see a lot of people that are aiming for, oh, tomorrow I'm going to do this Google certified program for software engineers number 7. Like there are hundreds and hundreds of certifications. And I see a
Okay.
lot of people that they say, well, I want to learn Python. I'm going to do this course and I'm going to complete it to 100%.
Yeah.
Real life is not like that, right?
Yeah.
You don't go into a school and learn 100% of every book. You just learn the
Yeah.
parts that are useful from
You are right.
from everything, right?
The power you
And
use mostly.
yeah, and that you think you're going to need to use in the end. A lot of people, they want to show that they know a program or they know a programming language, for example, like Python, just showing, okay, I have this certification. Of course, this is a valid approach, and I'm not disagreeing with this. I'm just saying that that's just one part of
Yeah.
reality. Like in a job interview, no one is going to ask for a Google certification program except if it's your first job. Like it could be good if you are starting out and you want to show that you have a formal certification from a company. That's good.
Yeah.
But don't go into this black hole of, okay, I started this certification, I finished it, and then I'm going to start with 3 more. Like try to use your time in something that you think is going to be practical. Not every certification that you are going to take is going to teach you the things that you want,
I
and
got you.
not
Yeah.
and not every part of the certification is going to be useful, but you need to learn it, right? Do you get where I'm coming from? Like there are some things that they just shove into your mouth, and then you have to distinguish the things that will be useful for you and the things that are useless for you. That depends on what path you want to take and stuff. So just learning from the internet, not just focusing on certifications, but expanding the amount of data that you get, expand the amount of sources that you have, read some articles as well, try to get into some newsletters. That way you can get used to the language, for example, in a more relaxed way, right? I wake up every day, I'm subscribed to like 10
Okay.
artificial intelligence newsletters. So if I don't
Same
see,
here.
yeah, yeah. So whenever I wake up, I just read like 3 or 4, and I'm caught up to the news of the world in
Yeah.
artificial intelligence. Of course, this is biased, right? I'm basing my morning knowledge on what other people write. But the issue is that you have to be critical, and you don't have to allow yourself to be biased. So I'm not only extracting my information and my knowledge from these newsletters. That would be a mistake. I'm also researching in web browsers, social media, some papers as well. So I'm how do I say this? I'm distributing my knowledge input into a lot of sources so that my opinions are not biased or are not replicated. I'm not
I
copying
got you.
from anyone because I'm getting so much information from so many places that it's
Now you
impossible
can
for me
get
to have
something
a
new out.
yeah, it's impossible for me to have a biased opinion because I don't allow myself to do that. And that's also an important part. Like if you only follow 5 people, that's a mistake because whatever these 5 people do, that's what you will see, right? And then
Yeah.
you can think you know a lot, and this is the Dunning-Kruger effect. I don't know if you have ever heard of it. It's
No,
a
not yet.
real effect, the Dunning-Kruger effect. And it
Okay.
says that whenever you start reading about something, there's like a curve that
Yeah.
says, well, I know about this or I don't. At the beginning, you feel like you know a lot about a topic, right?
Yeah.
But the more you spend on that place, you realize that you know very little.
Learn
And
about it.
then the real learning starts after you have been humbled by opinion.
But the problem, I
Yes.
got you. I got you. You're right. All right. All right. Okay. So basically what you are trying to summarize here is that as an upcoming individual who wants to delve into artificial intelligence, you have to focus more about implementation, right?
Yes, you also have to implement, of course. So yes, I mean that would be that's a big focus that you should have. Yes, you should focus on implementing. You should not only focus on the theory. Exactly.
And you are not condemning certification though, but in your opinion, you think implementation matters the most?
Yes. Yes.
I
I
think
mean,
I think I'm right there.
yeah. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree 100%. So I have the last question for you,
Mm-hmm.
and I really want your opinion on that because I get hit many times by such questions, and I myself sometimes I find it difficult to answer this question because I don't actually know. So the question is like, at which moment, at which moment will you be learning and think, especially if you are self-taught? At which moment will you think, okay, now with the things I've learned, it's okay, I can apply for a job? How do we know that? How do you know that okay, at this level of life, I can apply for a job and get a job in this tech industry?
Okay. So so you're saying like when do you know enough to start working? Is that? Yeah. I don't know what happened. So your question was like when are you ready to get started working?
Okay.
Is that
Yeah.
for someone who's starting?
Yeah,
When are
let's say
you ready to take the step?
yeah, to know, let's say you've learned AI, like especially for self-taught developers or AI engineers like myself.
Okay.
When will I be ready? When will I know I'm ready now to apply for a job? Like
Okay.
when will you know? Because okay, you that's it. Let's take it from there.
Yeah, I really like this question because I think you are not going to expect the answer and no one is going to expect this answer, but I
Yeah.
will say it anyway. You're always ready. And what I mean by this is imagine that you are self-taught. Okay, you don't have the only thing that is different between someone who is self-taught and someone who went to university is your degree. And the only thing that a degree does, it just formally proves that you know certain things. But let me tell you that 90% of the things that I learned at my degree, I'm not using them today. So no one is better for having done a university degree. And probably, I mean, there are hundreds of thousands of people that know more than me. And I mean, there's always someone better than you. So
Exactly. Exactly.
you cannot compare yourself to other people. Like, for example, if I always compare myself to Andrew Ang, for example, I'm never going to be ready to start working, right? If I compare myself to the OpenAI founder, this the new billionaire, I don't remember his name, but it's just an example, right? If I compare myself to a CEO or a CTO, I'm never ready, and you lose the joy of the journey of this career if you compare yourself to other people. And
Exactly.
I suffer sometimes from this, and I feel like I know absolutely nothing, and the only thing I'm doing is promoting my content well, because sometimes I feel like an imposter, and I feel like a lot of people feel like this, and that's just because I have access to the internet. I open up the internet and I see 350 posts, which are much more interesting than the things that I'm doing or things that I feel like there I could be doing like 350 things that are more hard and more complex and more interesting than the content I'm producing. Of course, that gives you a feeling that is bad, right? Because I'm comparing myself to
Yeah.
350 other people, and that's happened every day, right? I open up the internet every day. The internet is different every day, and I'm getting overwhelmed with different projects and different cooler projects that I have never even thought about. So just understanding this, you're always ready to get started, and the only thing that you require is a company that needs your service, or a company that needs or is interested in a specific project that you did, or not even that. maybe only your knowledge is enough to get started working. Like, not every job is a, you know, not every job is a crazy job, but every job pays. And
Okay.
you shouldn't be taken advantage of. Of course, that's another thing to consider. If you are self-taught, there are some companies that are going to try to take advantage of you
Yeah.
by telling you, okay, this is a not unpaid internship. Let me tell you, you also have to value your time. Like,
Yeah.
um, the companies are going to make money off of you, and that's why they hire you, and that's why they should pay you, because they wouldn't even consider hiring someone if they weren't going to make money off of that.
Exactly. Okay.
So you have to respect yourself, you have to respect your boundaries as a professional, um, and you also have to stand your ground, even if you're self-taught. I mean, the word self-taught doesn't mean it's worse. It just means you used your time more efficiently than me. I spent 5 years in a degree, and the things that I'm using right now, I could have finished my degree in 2 years and a half, probably, or 3 years. I mean, I lost 2 years of my life, and not lost them. Of course, I enjoyed them and I lived through them, but I'm telling you, like, if you are in a university, you are not going to agree with anything they taught you, that they teach you,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
nothing, not everything is going to be useful for you either. So self-taught, I don't see it as a worse scenario than someone with a degree.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That's very good. That's very true. That's very true. Because sometimes in life you even think, why go to university? Why not just sit down, watch some courses, talk to great guys, and got a lot of experience. But though it's also part of the process, though it's also part of the process. So it's good if you have opportunity to step there, but you have to be, I think, passionate about yourself. You have to have direction, what you want to become, because everything is in your hands. I think
Yeah,
everything
I
is in your
agree.
hands. Yeah. It's rather unfortunate that we are not able to stream live on YouTube to take some user input from the viewers. But I think if they have some questions, they can put it on the comment sections, and we can at least at any moment in time give them an answer.
Of course, yeah, yeah. Like, you can tell me if the video goes up, and
Yeah.
then there's someone with answers. Then Felix will give the answers to me, and I can answer some questions if they are for me, and I will
Okay.
look at the comment section as well.
Okay. Okay. So great, great. Thanks having you on. Thanks having you on. Before we conclude, do you have any let's say conclusion notes for viewers? Anything you have for them? I think you can say it now.
Yes, the conclusion is do what you want and enjoy life while we are alive, because it's not going to be forever.
Forever. That's good. That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Okay, so thanks for your time, and also for the viewers. You can follow Nacho on all his social media platform. He's a great engineer, a cool guy who has patience, and he's amazing. He's such a good person to interact with. So all the links to his social media platform are in the description. Do your best to follow him, ask him personal questions, and he will attend to you. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. We'll see you some other time, and we are probably going to do this some other time where we are going to be specific on a topic where we discuss how it will go, how to work with that, and probably give you hands-on some experience there. And I know naturally you are going to be ready for that.
Of course.
Probably not now, but sometime to come before the year ends, we're gonna have one meeting where we discuss about a topic. That one it should be something. I'll make sure I have a great internet connection, which is going to be live, and we can interact with the users because their opinion matters. That's why I was trying for us to stream this live so that we can get their
Of course.
opinion because for us we are on the field learning a lot already, and we can give the upcoming some experience and some knowledge, things we faced, while we are still on it and we didn't give up. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Yes, I will be back to the channel in the
okay.
future.
Thank
And
you so
yes,
much. So
yeah,
thank
no,
you for
thank
your
you.
time. I really appreciate you. In absence of
Pleasure.
any question, I think we can call it off. But if you have any question, I'm available. You can ask. Maybe is there something you want to know?
Me or the viewers?
Yeah, you.
Oh, no, 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 I'm fine.
Oh, okay.
I'm okay.
Okay, so that's cool. Now I think thank for passing through. And we have conversations after this. So stay tuned.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So bye.